Hot day for you guys.
Yeah.
How's the team reacting to? Hey, it's leadoff dinner time.
It's an exciting day. For the players, we call it a realization moment, especially nowadays when a lot of these guys, they haven't been here before. So whether it's a freshman, as always, or a junior college transfer, then you add in a couple of the transfer portal guys. And this is a great event because I call it that moment of, uh-oh, it's a big deal. And they're fired up. And you should know, you were here for the football season and the volleyball, right? You've been here for men's and women's basketball. I would think they have a sense, but there's something about standing on that stage tonight and realizing, okay, 3 weeks from today, we're playing against somebody else. But more about how excited our fan base is. And so for me, I love this day. It started off meeting with Chad Green and Will Smith this morning, and just talking about some future facility projects, to having lunch with Henry Davis and Tyler Fitzgerald, two of our guests tonight that are going to go on stage, to rushing the practice and first official practice of the spring, to hustling to get over here. So it's a busy day, but it's an exciting, fun day.
Going back to the newcomers part, of course, you're used to bringing in freshmen and JUCO guys, but what has this past fall and in this preseason been like, knowing that you've got more newcomers than usual because of the amount of transfers that you brought in?
Yeah, we learned a lot post-COVID, through COVID, and how important connection is in our program, especially just the relationships we build. It takes time to build trust, and I think Henry and Fitz will talk about that tonight. The days of having guys for 3 years is just not as common as it's been. So we realize as coaches, man, we have to be creative, we have to connect, we have to do more things with them, So, just making sure not only us, but the players are doing things together. So you always feel like you did a good job, but, you never fully know until you get through the spring, get through the tough times. And I feel good, though, right now about, kind of the ownership this group's taken on and how they're coming together.
It's kind of like a proud Papa day for you, and you have former players come back and talk to you, your new players and your younger players.
You're always proud when these guys make it to the big leagues. I don't ever want alumni to feel like you have to make it to the big leagues. I just know it's a goal of many of theirs, and you feel like you were a part of it. I'm even more proud. You sit there at lunch today, and you listen to Henry Davis and Tyler Fitzgerald talk, and you're like, these are, man, they're young men. They just got married, and I'm sure they're wanting to start families soon. So it's just a reminder for me that, hey, we're competitive. We're trying to win games. I'm trying to help them get ready for the next level. A lot of them want to play pro baseball and try to make it to the big leagues. But I also realize, I can help them. I can help them in a lot of other ways as well.
Been meeting with Will and Chad. Any facility announcements you want to make?
Yeah, there's nothing official yet, but just that talks are going on. If you walk through our facility compared to a few years ago, man, there's been some improvement. I even walked them through the Henry Davis locker room. It's fitting that he's here this year when we completed that last year. We completed the training room about a month after that. The brand new weight room. I don't even know if we've unveiled the new weight room yet, but with the help of U of L Health, and so our basement is gone through a transformation. And I smile because that's kind of been my word for the years. My word with the coaching staff, my word for the program, and events that I've spoken to, I've kind of shared, and I'll speak on it tonight about, everyone has to go through a transformation at some point, and we're faced with that challenge right now.
Every season you have some sort of theme that you establish in the preseason. Is transformation that theme or word? Or?
Yeah, it's my word. I don't know if it's cool enough for the players, to put on a shirt, right, or anything like that. But I think we can relate to it as adults. Just the New Year's resolutions, right? I've used the word conviction a lot, and I'm a fan of conviction. But conviction is a daily thing. Like, you come out of church on a Sunday, the message was awesome, you're convicted. There's a good chance on Monday morning you're waking up, you're the same person. That's just the reality. And so the reason I believe a lot of the New Year's resolutions work, they've got conviction, but they haven't made a real change. And change happens when you transform. And so from our coaching staff to the way we go about things. We obviously, how active we had to be in the transfer portal and fighting to get kids and fighting to keep kids, but letting some kids go and encouraging some kids to go. I mean, I want it to work out for everybody. And so that transformation, but it's for everybody. I mean, it's for our fans, right? It's for our donors. It's for those that want Louisville baseball to succeed. Everybody's gone through some changes these past few years.
Opening weekend's gonna allow you to kind of, I guess, measure yourself a little bit against some of the nation's better teams.
Yeah, you know, I realize you can't win a national championship the opening weekend, but you got a chance to make a statement. As coaches, we need to learn, you know, how we handle it, and good or bad, no matter what happens in that weekend, it's a great test. And so, you know, no matter what, we'll come back. Hopefully a better team. Let's just see how we perform between the lines and what the results are, and win or lose. We get ready for a nice homestand. But it's exciting. It's great for our fans that do want to travel to Dallas. It's an easy trip, and you're playing in a controlled climate major league stadium, you know, which the kids are fired up about.
Over the course of, you know, the last few weeks, whether hearing you on the radio or do some different podcasts, you seem pretty excited about what this group is. What has you most excited for this group?
A combination, you know, when you follow sports teams, you know, in 12, we lost in a regional final, and then boom, you make it to Omaha in 13 and 14. And even though we didn't have any regional success last year, just being where we were, how we finished in the ACC, the 6th seed in one of the best leagues in the country, I felt like we were so close. And I felt like, you know, if we had gotten in the NCAAs, we could have done some damage. A 3 seed, a 4 seed have won national championships, and I really felt like, so even though we didn't make it from 2 years ago to last year to what we were able to do, combined with the talent coming back, 3 guys on Team USA, that's kind of the old Louisville baseball. Guys playing for USA Baseball, guys playing in the Cape. You know, we had about 8, 9 guys in the Cape. We were able to keep our recruits. I keep saying this, back-to-back years, we haven't lost a recruit to the draft. I don't know if I've ever had back-to-back years where we didn't lose a signee to the draft. Now, you could say, well, maybe you didn't have a first-rounder. We had a lot of talent. I mean, the last 2 years, there's a lot of talent when you look at Parker Detmers and Colton Hartman and Alex Alisea and Lucas Moore, and then you look at this year with Tate Davis and Jack Brown, and there's a lot of talent. These guys could have signed if they wanted to sign, or maybe if they agreed upon it. But so for me, I realized we got young talent, we've got older talent, and bringing in some of the junior college guys and transfer portal guys, we just feel like we got a good mix with that healthy chip on our shoulder as to how close we were last year and seeing what it takes to get over the hump.
Kind of building off of that, building off of that question, what do you think could be a strength of this team?
I hope pitching depth. I mean, I really, as a coach, you know, the saying is you never have enough pitching, you know, especially starting pitching. I felt like last year, whether we lacked in the performance area, we had some depth, but we didn't get the best out of too many pitchers, you know, and for a team to be great, for a team to go to Omaha, it's the position players, it's the hitters and the pitchers, you know. We got to get guys to have their best years. And unfortunately last year we had a handful of guys that didn't, you know, and so I'm hoping this year there's a lot of talent. You don't know the weekend rotation, and you think you have an idea who the closer could be, but it's a lot of competition, a lot of talent, and so let's just run out there and see how it unfolds.
You mentioned the guys that played for Team USA. What have you seen from Tucker and Patrick and Zahn as far as a leadership standpoint in coming back this year?
Yeah, dude, you know, we have a kind of a policy in our program. It's awesome to play for USA Baseball, but you're really not allowed to wear their gear around the facility. and I love it. I mean, I'm all about USA, but I love it. But I don't want guys sticking their chest out and wearing the red, white, and blue and thinking they're entitled. If anything, it's a challenge as to, okay, you just played for USA Baseball. Now by your actions, show people the type of player you are, the type of leader you should be. And so, you know, we always have that little heart-to-heart because we seem to have guys every year. And so come back, just a better leader, mature, tougher, knowing what it takes, and share that what you learned. You played with, you know, some of the best players in the country, so you take it, but share it with other guys.
In terms of leadership, you know, you guys obviously named captains a few weeks ago, and you got a transfer captain. Can you just talk about what that's like and what kind of leader you have to be to step into a program in the fall and be voted captain just a few months later?
It's back-to-back years. Dylan Hoy did it, and we saw what a good player he was. And so for Kamayu Neighbors, it was really cool. You know, Kamayu was like Dylan. He was also voted one of the hardest workers, and you know, it's cool to see a player earn that respect in just a few short months. I always respect what the players feel about others, and I'm thankful. I mean, just about every day in practice, his energy, his enthusiasm. I'm already starting to think, okay, this, like Hoy was gone in 1 year, and Kamayu's going to be gone in 1 year. It's like, okay, I don't know if we can be that lucky or that fortunate to bring a guy in with that kind of juice and energy, or, you know, or is somebody in our program going to learn from that and say, okay, when he's gone, now I'll take the reign.
Every year, you seemingly have either one or multiple freshmen step up to the challenge and not only perform well, but are among some of the best performers on the team. Zion obviously being one last year. Who at this point do you think is a freshman that is starting to position themselves to be an early impact player?
You know, it's challenging because we've looked back some summers and, man, you know, Zion didn't have a great last fall. Now, we knew he was a really talented kid. He was very professional. He worked hard, but he didn't really do that well. So there's hope for some guys that struggled. So there's some freshmen that struggled, but we had a freshman that performed really well, was Tay Davis. And, you know, I don't like really talking about freshmen or boasting about freshmen, but he did it. I mean, he put up the numbers between the lines. And I think he's humble enough that, you know, I don't think he feels like he's the chosen one. He knows there's competition. He's standing next to a really talented first baseman in Nate Early. So, but what he did in the fall, it shows signs of power, left-handed bat, home run potential, and he's going to pitch. And there's something about those two-way guys. You know, we've had a lot of success with it. They just seem to be really confident when they step on the mound. He'll miss badly, and he might walk a guy, and you're like, uh-oh, this might not look good. And then he just seems to dial it back in. And now, fortunately, you know, his dad was a very successful big leaguer. So, and his mom was a college athlete and college coach. So they've done great things with him before he got to me. I'm enjoying just trying to help him be a better first baseman, how to handle the two-way challenge of pitching and hitting, and so I like that challenge and trying to help him be his best. But as always, to your point, pitchers, you need freshman arms that have to step in. And, you know, we had a handful of really good ones. And Jack Brown, Jake Greger, you know, just a talented group of freshmen that I like our mix. I mean, I really do, because of the last two recruiting classes combined with those older guys.
Everybody good?
Yep.
Thank you.